sandpaper, because it's your first time, I would tape it up.
There you go.
Now moving slow, get the exterior wash. So I normally keep like a little bag. You're gonna need sandpaper because you just starting out. Tape. I normally buy 800 grit to 3000 grit. Those are like that range that you want to go with. So like one little thing is 800, maybe 1000, 50, 2000, 25, 3000. You can really get away with 1000, 2000, 3000. If it's really bad like yours, I always start off with 800. We're gonna do 4 stages of sanding: 8, 50, 2000, and then 3000. We're gonna use clear cut, and then we're gonna use F6 as the polish. It's a pretty simple process. Pads, you can use a microfiber pad. This is a wool pad. I just use whatever aggressive pad I have. And then when I do the polishing, the second step, I just use a foam pad. So this is this goes with F6. This is the Kashkimi pad. So that's the 2 pads we're gonna use. And then normally what I do with my customers, if I do headlights, I'll tell them I'll put whatever coating I have. If I have some left, I'll put some of that on. And then sometimes I'll give them a 1-year warranty. Once you get a little experience, sometimes you won't have to tape it up. But because it's your first time, I would tape it up. Just because when you sand it, you don't want to go and sand under this. So it's real simple. You just gotta go along the line. Sometimes like you see how I tuck it underneath there? If you can do that, then do it. I just tuck it underneath and then I just go along and do like an outline basically with the tape. That's all you're doing. What you're gonna do is you're gonna spray it down. That's your first step. Choose your sandpaper. You're going with 800. We're gonna spray it down a little bit. You're gonna take your sandpaper. I usually spray it just a little bit, keep it wet. Right on top of there, there's a block. That block I showed you. You want to get you something like this, just to hold it. I usually use 1 sandpaper per light. So after I finish with this one, I just throw it away. You put it around the block or whatever you choose to get. That way you can just hold it like that, spray it down, and then you're gonna go ahead and start sanding. Now choose what direction you want to go in. If you want to go up and down, then stay up and down.
Okay.
If you want to go this way, just stay going that way. You're gonna keep going until you kind of feel like it's gonna start kind of feeling smooth. Once it starts feeling a little smooth, then you can stop sanding. What I would say do also, let me show you, is to kind of concentrate, kind of section it off for yourself too. So like concentrate in one area, so you will kind of like this. And then once you're satisfied with that area, so that way you know you got this good. You gonna move on to this area. You get what I'm saying? That way you're not going all over the place. That way, like I said, just section it off. Mentally section it off. You ain't gotta put no tape or nothing. And then once you finish with that area, then you can come to this area. Alright, so compound first, aggressive pad. Wool pad, microfiber pad, gonna be your most aggressive. They have some foam pads that are compound pads, but the most aggressive ones are these. You're gonna go with a compound, clear cut. You're gonna take your polisher, go around your headlight like this, kind of dot it. This specific polisher, I put it on about 4, and then you can start polishing. Now Now you gotta go a little slow. Don't go fast. Take your time. Let the polish work. That's the goal of this, to let the polish work. You start seeing as you go, you're gonna start seeing the polish kind of clear up, and then when you get to certain parts of the headlight, you may have to kind of play around with your polisher. Now, if you're using a rotary, it's easier. I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot easier because you don't have to kind of maneuver it. You could just do like this or like this, and it's still gonna spin. So that's why these lines are in here, right here. So if you see these lines like this, that means it's not doing anything. You want to see them constantly spinning. All right. You're just gonna keep working the whole headlight until you start seeing the compound go kind of clear. Hold it down all the way. Now you gotta hold the trigger the whole time, all the way down. There you go. Now go slow. Alright, really slow. Go slow, though. You ain't gotta do. Watch how I do. Now moving slow. What some people may tell you is you dot it, and then you start on a low speed, work it in, and then you bring it up to speed. Some people will tell you to bring it all the way up to 6. I've learned that for that machine and some of the other machines I have, you don't have to bring it all the way up to the highest level of that polisher. So, and I also learned that you don't really have to start off with the low and then go to high. You can literally leave it on 4 and just start polishing from there. You just want to kind of spread it in really good when you dot it like that. That way you don't have like a big glob and then you go right here and it slings it all over the place. That's good. Now you can just go straight into polishing, to compounding basically. Remember when I told you that I only do it if they get the exterior wash? Yeah. So, just for like future reference, if that's what you decide to do, you want to do this step after the wash. So you do what you got to do first, wash it, then you come back and you put the coating on it. So this one it's kind of hard to see. Look like a rainbow in right there. Then you just wipe off.
Like $80.
80? I say 80, 125, right? You can only say for 80, do the headlights, you put a sealant on it. For extra 25, 50, whatever, you coat it and you give them a warranty with it. If you're gonna coat it,
okay, yeah,
you could do something like that, because I say if you're gonna charge them a little extra for the coating, then give them some type of warranty with it. So that way they'll look at it and say, okay, well, that's worth it. So, but just be careful when you're working on somebody else's stuff when you put the coating on, because you don't want to get it all on the paint. I mean, it's gonna wipe off and still.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good. Turn it over and wipe it again. You're always gonna wipe it twice. The first wipe is leveling it. The second wipe is wiping off the excess.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who